Hey, stranger, how are you? I've missed you. I've missed these conversations that we have, no matter how uncomfortable and sometimes awkward they are. It's great. It's great to get ideas out there. And it doesn't matter whether I've changed somebody's mind as of the moment. What matters is you've heard it and it becomes an information that can be easily be accessible in your brain. And also, it matters that people who can relate to it would know that they're not the only one out there who are experiencing these things. This is Decapitated Thoughts, and we are back to doing Unpopular Opinion. And for the first episode of our season 4, well, we're taking a look at a weird dynamic of being broken and being the savior. So let's talk about it now. Let's open this conversation. My name is Lee. Hey, stranger, how are you doing? Yes, I did miss our conversations, no matter how awkward they are. And believe it or not, and it's not hard to believe anyway, that I already have a recording for this episode, but I just thought it was only half of the conversation. I mean, when we're talking about fixing someone and being fixed, of course, there's another key person in the conversation, and that would be the broken ones. So you have the savior, the broken ones, and the people in between who are not experiencing these types of things as of the moment. And I would put us normal people, or I would put normal people in between, or I would say that they're not experiencing the same things as of the moment because one thing that's really good about life is that it changes, it constantly changes. And one thing that's good about us is we always have the ability to adapt and change depending on the situation, no matter how you put it, like maturing, getting more responsible, or growing wiser, whatever terminologies you have for it, it's change. And it's a change that you are welcoming because it's a change that is something good. Now, in anyway, there's only two kinds of changes, right? The change that is very impacting and that's helping you to propel things to the right direction, and there's a change that would hold you back and usually unwelcome and awkward. And the good thing is, whether it propels you forward or it doesn't, things will still change. And that's the only constant that we have in life. Also, just like this particular episode, it doesn't really matter whether we're changing somebody's perception today. No, what matters and what I have learned from mentorings that I had been having at work is that you just have to put your ideas out there, start a conversation about them. It doesn't matter whether they get implemented or they get noticed as of the moment, but at least you acted up upon your idea and people heard it, and it will be in their brains and their minds. So, someday when they need it, there's something there that they can get from their brain. It doesn't matter even if they remember who provided it, but ideas are ideas. So that is still good. And plus, we're going to be talking about not fixing anyone. So my whole idea for the podcast is not to fix anyone, not to fix relationships. It's just really to get an idea out there that relationships and being in a relationship can be something else. It's so weird how we look at relationships and we always feel that in relationships there would be ups and downs. Of course, it's life, it's a part of life, but we seem to resent the idea that there would be troubles ahead, and we don't want to bend and we don't want to adapt to these kinds of things because society tells us to be otherwise, especially when you get to marriage. It's one of those complications. But why? But why, right? If these things are things that we can, I don't want to say it fixed, but we can compromise about. Or if we can get it straight, what makes us sad, what makes us mad, and if we can see these realities for ourselves and we learn to go with the flow in terms of our own truth and realities, I think I wouldn't say it would be easier, but I think it would be a better help and guidance in everything that we do, particularly with relationships. Okay, I don't know what I'm blabbing about, but anyway, we're going to be talking about you can't fix me and I can't fix you. And this particular topic is fun to talk about because I think at some point in my life I've been both at the same time. No, not I think. I know I was. Um, I was when I got married. I was both somebody who's trying to fix someone and somebody who's waiting to be saved. And as I mentioned, it's awesome that change would happen because, some years after, years now, um, this is now me talking about it, and I totally view it in a different way. And I can also say that it was mistake. It was my mistake rather, and it was my shortcoming to be at those and not being mentally prepared to, I wouldn't say control, but be more mindful and to acknowledge that these kinds of things are happening to me. Anyway, so as I was going through the first recording, there were so many things that I would have said clear about it. So in the story, we have your savior or your hero, and we also have your broken one, plus the normal one in the relationship. Now, the thing is, normally you don't really get to pair these two up. You don't, it's seldom that I have met couples who are very much a hero, the other one's a hero, the other one's waiting to be saved. Not necessarily a damsel in distress because it could be the other way around. Very, very rare. And if that happens, their love story usually sounds like a fairy tale, which is really all good. Most of the time, saviors and people who are waiting to be saved are usually paired by fate with normal folks who are just going about their normal lives at the time that they were having these kinds of things. Now, there's a few of us who would go to the extremes, like somebody who is extremely broken, like in it's very obvious, like everybody can see it, and they get paired up with somebody who's extremely having a savior complex or a hero complex. So now that's not a really good pairing because if they're in the extremes, that means that they're going to rip each other apart. I know that story very well. And to a lot of people, that may look like unhealthy relationship. What do you call that kind of codependent relationship? It becomes a codependent relationship when you have the two extremes in a relationship. Okay, so what is a hero complex or what is a savior complex? Now, a hero complex is something that could have stemmed from your own experience that led you to have this feeling of being not just being useful, of proving yourself to be able to help somebody in distress, right? And the savior complex does not only appear in romantic relationships. Sometimes you can use your savior complex in a better way. Like, for example, when you're doing volunteering and you have really passion for it, I think you have channeled it correctly if that's the case. But still tread lightly because you cannot change the world. That's what I learned. You cannot change the world, you cannot change the person because whoever you're trying to change, they have their own minds. They will tell their own stories. They will weave their own destinies. Therefore, they will be the one to decide whether this change is right for them or not. Even if we know, and I know your heart is in the right place, I know you just really wanted his or her life to be better. If they don't feel it at that time, there's nothing much that you can do. And I know that sounds really cold and somewhat distant, but your reality isn't their reality. They have their own perception of their truth and their reality. So if that is something that they can't see now, you've done your part. You can take a step back and maybe wait. It depends on how committed you are to this person. You can wait and see how things are going to unfold for this person. Now, there are people who are just really waiting to be saved, or the broken ones. I would say don't hold on to an identity. I know a lot of people kind of think it's cool that you're broken in some way, or that these things are like filters that you add on your pictures that would make you more interesting of a person because you're going to attract a different kind of person in your life. And I would say that maybe they're not the ones that you would like, because it's either you attract someone who's a savior or someone who would abuse you more, you know? So I don't know. If you're feeling that you're really broken and you're having symptoms of, I would use the word clinical depression, I would really ask you right now to pause this podcast and go look for a qualified mental health professional to help you. Being in a relationship waiting for someone to save you isn't going to work. Always love yourself and always look out for yourself, because no one would love you the way that you love yourself. Pick up that phone or go to a browser and look for a good mental health provider. Talk to them about what you're going through. Usually, I think after the pandemic, most organizations would have these services to help you out. Now, if you've been broken a couple of times and you're just really waiting for someone to save you, maybe it's time to rethink that again, because you're going to be attracting the people who are not really be gonna they're not gonna be very beneficial to you. Yeah. I wish life has a guidebook or some kind of a free mentoring thing, because I know sometimes it's something that you don't really get from those who are closest to you. And that's why we have these kinds of things available: podcasts, books, research by professionals, because not all of them can be learned from your nuclear family, and they're not to be blamed for that. If it was a childhood trauma that you are still carrying, and you believe that it's not clinical depression, the best thing to do is to find someone that you really trust. Tell them that you want to talk to them, but you will be the one talking, and all they have to do is to listen. And then you can open up. Now, look for someone you can trust and who won't, you feel like they won't judge you with anything that you say. In that way, that would help you lessen the burden. I won't say that it would take away all the burden. Healing takes time. That's what I learned. And it doesn't matter whether you're showing emotions at the time that you're healing. It's okay. However, you heal, so long as you don't hurt other people and so long as you don't become the person who hurt you. Because in most cases, that's what happened. I read an article the other day about Britney Spears saying that she just wanted to be rude to everyone. She kind of have this feeling of just doing that. I can't remember exactly the whole article, but there was a line. I think it was the headline or a summary of that article, and that's because all of her life, as she mentioned, people were rude to her. So as long as you don't become the monster that you are most afraid of, or you don't become the monster under your bed, heal in the best way you know how. And that's what I also learned. You heal in your own way, and nobody else can tell you the right or the wrong way to heal yourself. But I can say that talking to someone or writing down your feelings or recording yourself and listening back to that recording, that helps in getting those ideas out and getting those stories out of your system. Okay, so now that we know about the two sides, we have your savior and we have your broken ones. How do we know if we are either the savior or the broken one? I think when we talk about the broken one, that's a little bit easy to see. I mean, in this case, we are referring to someone who's always sad, who's always down, a little bit needy. No, not a little bit, really needy. They would all need they need your 100% attention to be on them. So these are the broken ones or the ones that are waiting to be saved. These are the ones that we are talking about. When we talk about somebody with a savior complex, it's usually displayed with something that is also very, very obvious. They have a plan on how to correct you or on how to fix you. Whether they've talked about it, itemized bulleted list, or, whenever you make a decision, they would interject something that they feel would be better for you. Actually, not something that they feel, something that they know would be better for you. It's not easy to be at either side of the fence because at any given point, you would be paired with someone who's in their normal state of mind at that time. And it would be so hard for them to actually understand where you're coming from. Like, nothing's wrong with me. Why are you fixing me? Or, I don't have time for your drama. Like, whatever you're going through, I understand, but I don't have time for this because I have a life too. And in some rare cases, someone would be slightly a savior and slightly a broken one. They kind of work good, usually because half of the time they're normal, and when these things come up, the savior one would have more empathy for the broken one. Now, in cases where both things are extreme, it becomes a codependent relationship, right? The broken one would be in need of the savior, and the savior would always think that without him or her, this person cannot exist. So it's an unhealthy codependence of some sort. And if this is where your relationship is heading, or this is where your relationship is at right now, let's say you're both extremes, I am not suggesting that you part ways, but I am suggesting that you have the difficult conversation. If you're the normal one, you don't need any fixing, or you're not a savior, you also need to have the difficult conversation with the other person. If you're the receiving end of the difficult conversation, then you have to acknowledge it. But I would say at this point, If you believe that you are the savior or the broken one, it is better that you start the conversation rather than wait for it. For the savior, I think it would be easier, but for the broken one, I think it will be more awkward. But now that you're acknowledging it, and every change starts with acknowledgement. Now that you're acknowledging it, if you are acknowledging it as you're listening, um, it is time to make that move. If you believe in signs, then take this as the sign to make your move, to have that difficult conversation. When you have that difficult conversation, make sure that you are ready. Practice in front of a mirror, record yourself, write down to filter out any things that you might find hurtful. Remove those things that are not going to add into the conversation, but because we usually add things just to hurt the other person. And I've done that a couple of times, and believe it or not, it never worked. It only pushed everything into something more awkward and unbearable. So please don't do that. Learn from my mistake. And for sure, it is an experience that you had before, whether you were at the receiving end of the hurtful comment or you're the one who gave that hurtful comment. So make sure that you prepare yourself. And when you ask for feedback, and yes, feedback is not only a workplace thing, and I'm going to call it a feedback. If you're if you want these conversations to be fruitful, then be open to what the other person would say. I'm not saying that everything that the other person would say would be right. Some of them, because they haven't heard this episode yet, would be hurtful. You're it's just going to target your feelings. Maybe they've been really fed up and finally they have the chance to speak up. So they're going to take that moment, and it could also go the other way. It's not going to be just one possible output. There could be another way that it would go, that they would be more they would have more empathy for you, and they would understand where you're coming from, but just be ready for whatever result it may lead you. It can be frustrating at the end because it might not be what you hoped for. It's not wrong to hope, just don't expect. Or it's okay to have expectations, but make sure you learn to manage them. Yeah, learning how, you know, expectation versus reality, learning how to manage your expectation is something that we are going to talk about this season. But the point is, at the end of the day, realize that if you're the savior, you cannot fix anybody else. And I won't get tired of saying that no matter how your heart is in the right place, and believe me, I understand you. I really do. So for a long time, I had this mindset. No matter how much your heart is in the right place, no matter how much empathy and love and care you have for that person, if they don't see the need to change, they won't. If they don't have that intrinsic motivation to let this change come about, it won't. And even if you have given them all the love in the world, sometimes you're just not the catalyst to their change. And it's okay because you've done your part. If that means that you have to go and let the person be, no matter how frustrating that is, just leave and save yourself. And if you're the one who's waiting for a savior, please don't. It helps a lot when you stand up, take your sword, and fight your own dragons. Okay, dragons are really nice creatures. Or maybe, you know, take a peek under your bed and see if there's really a monster there. Maybe it's not a monster. Maybe it's a trauma that you have been nursing for a really long time. Or maybe the monster is your own system. It could be something clinical. And just like any other illnesses, you have to take medicines for it, and you have to have doctors check you and care for you and guide you through that. So, just be brave enough to take a look at that monster under your bed and understand what kind of monster this is. Is it something that I can fight off as of the moment, or is it something that I really need help on? Not a savior, but by a doctor or by a mental health professional or by understanding the different kinds of love or by healing yourself. But understand that nobody can just barge into your room and tell you, hey, princess, hey, prince, I'm setting you out. You're free from your gilded cage. No, that only happens in fairy tales. It doesn't happen in real life. So in real life, you also have to be your own hero. Also have to take that stand to understand what kind of monster you're fighting. Anyway, yes, I I drew most of what I wanted to say today from my own experience because at one point in my life I was both. For the longest time I had the savior complex thinking that I could save most people that I run into. And I would say that maybe it has something to do with the work that I do. Maybe it's just something that had never found its boundary. But the truth is, it was also an identity that I was so comfortable with and that I wasn't willing to let go. Recently, I listened to a TED talk by a British actor named Ray Pantaki, and he was talking about losing that edge or letting go of that edge. And I think one of the edges that we had and that we keep on holding on to would be our identities. Not really our personalities, but the identities that we create. So we're either the savior or the broken ones. And we are so reluctant to change because we are so comfortable in that skin that we don't want anything to change. But like what I said, the beauty of life is that there's always a possibility for change and that we are changing. And this change can be labeled as growth, maturity, wisdom, whatever you want to call it. But it is a change. And change is just either unwelcome or welcome. The way that you perceive it with your own reality is how it will be affecting your life. Okay. I'm really happy, stranger, that you're here, and I will let the outro. Well, I'll let the outro do the rest of the talking. I hope to see you next week, and we've changed our dates. So instead of a Tuesday, we're now uploading every Monday at 1 a.m. Manila time. So keep tuning in and keep those letters coming in. I really appreciate them. We're doing all unpopular opinions for this season. And I think I have good topics. I am confident that we have good topics to talk about strangers. So please, 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 I would really love it and appreciate it if you also leave a rating for the show um, on your favorite podcast app. It will help to propel the show to a wider audience. So, stranger, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Thank you for spending time with me today, stranger. I hope that in these shared experiences, we both learned something. If you wish to connect and share your own experiences, you can find me on Instagram. That's at Lilith Star, Lilithstr, or send me an email at linotegami@gmail.com. That's linotegami at gmail.com. Let's catch up on the next episode.